That's definitely how it sounded, right?
Yep, pews.
Because why does he need this? Because he can fly? Oh, because it shields him from kryptonite. And then we did not plan this.
We didn't plan this either. It's me, Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. Today I am back at Destination Toys. This store is local-ish to me. I mean, not local enough that I can just drive to it whenever, but local enough that I do hit it once or twice a year, usually when I'm traveling in the area, and that's exactly what's going on here today. I just happen to be in the area, so of course I needed to stop on by and see what toys I can find at the store. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if this was one of those toy hunts I was going to film or not. I kind of just wanted to stop in and see what was in here and maybe find some cool new stuff. But upon walking in the store, well, this happened and I knew I had to turn on the camera.
Just walked in. You're wearing this shirt. And you've got this book open on the counter. And then we did not plan this.
We didn't plan this either.
This is amazing. This is awesome, man. Holy cow.
It was so funny. Like, seriously, I walked in the door and he just came running from behind the counter and was like, dude, this is crazy. Look what I'm wearing. Look what I'm reading. And seriously, like, it was so ridiculous. Like, it feels made up. I couldn't believe that it had happened, but it was awesome. It was so awesome to see a store that is localish to me kind of repping my merch and using my book, which is exactly what was going on here. He was actually using the Toys of Masters of the Universe book for reference because he was sorting some Motu figures.
Cool that I actually came in here when I did, because he was specifically looking up this in the book, trying to figure out why it looked different from the vintage one. This is the Motu Classics one. It doesn't have a real button, but it's like size similar, but it's got more paint on it, so it's very easy to like confuse them. But good accessory to have. It's got a bunch of Origins loose in here. Oh, that's the cannon back there from the 2000X Castle Grayskull, I believe. Yeah, there's Mosquito Origins for $20. It's a pretty good deal on that one. And some classics up here, too. Count Marzo, Marlena, Katrina. Looks like Bubble Power She-Ra, Filmation Stratos. Some Origins sitting here on top, too. Vintage Mechanic, Fisto, Triclops. 2 for $5, TMNT bucket. Let's see what we got. All right, cool. Really creepy live-action turtle mask. Live action. He was CG, but you guys know what I mean. The Bay movies. Oh, wow. Okay, so bootleg Splinter. Looks like there's some, I think these were Burger King toys here. Some Mutations figures. Looks like he's missing hands. And poor Rocksteady's all beat up. Some half-shell heroes. These are sweet. Oh, toddler turtles from the 2003 era. That's actually pretty sweet. Here's just slam dunking Don's head.
It's me, Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
Some sweet vintage Turtles vehicles down here. The Ninja Grappler is an awesome one. $25 is a great price on that too. Toilet taxis. I love the toilet taxi. That's the one that's getting a reissue right now in stores, but come on, vintage is best. Good stuff in here. pizza thrower. That's also getting a reissue. This is a dollar toy rack. Spencer, is there anything on here you think is cool? What is that?
Weird poop.
A weird poop?
That sings.
I'm a little poo, pushy and proud, here to cheer you up when you're feeling
Great. What else is on here? There's a Ronin warrior down here.
Daddy.
Yo. Oh, an alien.
Yeah.
It's missing a hand.
Yeah.
This is one of the Walmart ones. I remember those. The Secret Wars Doom up here for $1. That's pretty sweet. Also, a bendy Tarzan. Whoa, this is a karate fighter, right? Pretty sure that's what that is. This guy's from Jurassic Park, Lost World. And then G.I. Joe Extreme. Look how buff that dude is. Ripping his shirt off. Yeah. This room, last time we were here, I don't know if you remember, but this was like all Star Wars stuff all the way around. And this is pretty cool because now it's like books and stuff. And then like this, as soon as I walked in, I saw this.
Puzzle? Is that a puzzle?
This is a vintage puzzle, like Color Forms puzzle. This is the Outer Spacemen. But this is like a vintage Outer Spacemen puzzle, which is really cool. I love the artwork on that. There's no price tag. I might ask on that because that's pretty sweet. Space Warriors. I like how they're clearly, very clearly, using a Star Wars font. For Space Warriors. But these are great. This is very cool.
From the farthest reaches of the galaxy come the Outer Spacemen. Colossus Rex from the giant planet Jupiter. Astronautilus from beneath the seas of Neptune. Alpha 7, the man from Mars. And their interplanetary companions. 7 bendable, flexible figures from outer space. Complete with their own fantastic super weapons and detachable space helmets. They're here now at toy stores everywhere. The Outer Spacemen, brought to Earth by Color Forms.
The Color Forms Outer Spacemen figures are very cool. I actually don't own any of those original Bendy figures. If you're not familiar with them, they were released, I believe, in the 60s, early 70s, and they were sort of like complementary to Mattel's Major Matt Mason toy line because there weren't a lot of aliens in the Matt Mason toy line. So this sort of gave you some cool alien creatures that you can use alongside. Really great designs, and I did pick up all of the Four Horsemen Glio-style Outer Spacemen figures many, many years ago when they did those. And that's when I really fell in love with these designs. So seeing some of this original merchandise for the brand was pretty exciting. Now this was a $40 puzzle, and as I don't really have like a lot of puzzles and stuff like that, I opted not to grab this today, but it was very cool to see.
I'm gonna say, look at these, like, look at this.
Dragon Hunt.
Dragon Hunt. Missing some dice. All cardboard game pieces unpunched. It's a bookcase game. Wow. So it was missing some dice, but that's still pretty amazing. I would assume the paperwork and everything is the most important part to a game like this, right?
I was gonna say, everyone's got lots of dice, their own dice, right?
Yeah, and it looks like they're just like basic little dice too, so you could totally still play. This is totally playable still. $50.
Is that like
We
D&D?
could get that, or we could get
Memory, Barney.
the Barney memory game because it's $5. So I mean, I'm just saying, you gotta look for the deals around here, right? Oh, this is a classic. I just had one of those like nostalgic memory flashbacks to this piece of artwork.
Did you have it?
Maybe I had this puzzle. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
recognized this artwork with Mickey as a knight. That's awesome. That's really cool. Of. Look at the Dungeons and Dragons jigsaw puzzle. Vintage Dungeons and Dragons puzzle. That gorgeous artwork. 18 by 24 inches. That's pretty sweet.
It's a pretty big puzzle.
That's awesome. That artwork is rad.
Anti-Monopoly.
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 The Bust the Trust game. This is from 1973.
This is not your normal Monopoly
Sherman
game.
antitrust law. Every person who shall monopolize any part of commerce shall be punished by fine or by imprisonment not exceeding 3 years. So this is great because like technically monopolies are illegal, right?
Right.
So like obviously somebody was upset that there was a board game that was like making Monopoly sound cool, so they made anti-Monopoly. Unreal. Clearly, people weren't as interested in the reality of things. They wanted to have a monopoly.
Commodore 64.
It's a working Commodore 64. This was technically my first gaming system as a kid, is what I would basically consider this, because we had a Commodore 64 and I played so many video games. Like, this was what I was gaming on before I had a Nintendo. Before the Nintendo came out, it was this and Atari 2600, because we had one of those in the house too, because my dad was always into this kind of stuff, so we've always had this stuff around. This is amazing. Talk about something I'd be super nostalgic for, like...
Isn't this what you say you like played Grover on, or
Astro Grover.
Astro Grover.
I played a lot on here. I played this game I loved called School Days. Obviously, like, I've emulated a lot of these games since, and I've got a Commodore 64 like mini console, like, that would plug and play, and then we can put ROMs on it. So I've played a lot of those games, but it's still like, this is amazing. Box and everything. God, that's so cool. That's awesome.
I can't even like properly express the amount of nostalgia I have for the Commodore 64. Like I said, this was basically my very first gaming system when I was a kid, and I have so many fond memories of playing that. We seriously had that set up in our house for many years, so even well after I was already playing Nintendo, I would still go back and like boot up the C64 and play a lot of those games. I loved it. And while, again, as I mentioned, I do have one of the C64 mini systems. It's actually the Maxi system. It's like the full keyboard and you can just plug and play with it. It's pretty amazing, and it's given me the opportunity to go back and play some of those games that I remembered so well. But even though I have one of those, I can't deny that I haven't thought about picking up an actual Commodore 64 at some point. I just don't know if I really need to go through all that, but it can be tempting at times. It was very cool seeing this.
Once my dad upgraded to a Amiga, the Commodore Amiga was like his main computer, he set the Commodore 64 up in my bedroom. So this was in my bedroom when I was young, and I would just go in my bedroom and load up video games and play video games. It was awesome. It was so cool. Because I couldn't have, like, the Nintendo in my bedroom, right? That had to stay in the living room so everybody could play it. But in my bedroom, I had my Commodore 64, so I could always go in my bedroom and play C64 games. It's so cool. What about the game of happiness?
The game of happiness.
It's as an easy playing family game.
I've never heard of this game.
Me either.
What's the hand? Like, it almost looks like a little bit of mousetrap in it.
It's got these weird little contractions. It says, because look at some of these spaces. Hurt feelings of a friend. Go back to start.
Aww.
Win friendship key. You're a true friend.
What's that one say right there? Just fake? Does that say fake? What's that say?
It says fate.
Fate.
Yeah, fate.
Oh, the card.
Love.
You probably have to pick up a fate card.
Love of Nature contest. Win $1,000. Home is happy because of you. Win love key. You have found true love. It's the game of happiness. All playing the game of happiness every day, trying to find it. Sometimes I find it in vintage toy stores. Actually, I meant I found it right here. I found it right here. This is it right here. I found it right here.
A little too late. This is what I thought was cool. It's a playset for the Wizard of Oz.
It's a Wizard of Oz
Yeah.
playset? Oh, hold on. This is awesome. Who made this? It's got like lights and sounds. Oh, it's Mega Bloks. It's an old Mega Bloks set.
Who's that?
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. That is really cool. Look, it's the Yellow
It
Brick
is.
Road. The Yellow Brick Road.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Scarecrow, the lion. Is it Dorothy the only thing that's missing? There's no Dorothy.
There's no Dorothy.
We have a Wicked Witch, and then we have the three
So
companions.
is this the castle?
Yeah, this is Emerald City.
Yeah.
This is Emerald City. This is probably supposed to be like the Witch's Tower over here. So it's kind of like all these elements of Oz like together in a play set. That's actually pretty cool.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I was over here
Wow.
messing with
Did you
it.
see back here? Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Oh, I bet you it came with.
Must have came with Oz too,
yeah.
because there's Oz the Great and Powerful, and then it moves, and there's the little control panel.
Wonder what the button did. Maybe it sang the song.
Yeah.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
This is actually kind of incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that. That's how often do you see like fun, cool toys like that for this? And see, like
Never.
like it's got these Mega Bloks
Yeah.
pieces.
There's a chest.
Like you
'Cause
never.
you can like actually take it apart.
Yeah, you never see stuff like this. Oh yeah, I noticed that too.
Although it's less complete than the one that I found at that toy show. Far less complete.
It's still cool
But still,
though.
here's just the McDonald's if you're into that. Like it's still this thing's awesome. The Transmetal Air Raptor. Air Razor? Air Razor.
I think that gorilla's cool.
He's cool.
Who is on the back?
Those are cool. What about what's that guy right there in the middle? Does that say
That's a letterbot, I think.
no, it says does that say Claritin? Claritin syrup? So he was some sort of like promotional thing for Claritin, I guess?
Clear. I mean, for kids.
That's crazy. They had like a little promotional robot guy, Transformer robot thing.
That's
Well,
interesting for
that's-
medicine.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. So this is pretty awesome because I love all the translucent going on here. Look at this crazy Batmobile, I guess? Batmobile thing? And then I guess Batman Beyond, right? This is definitely Batman Beyond. But I love how cool and translucent this all looks. That's really cool. So it's just the box. There's nothing in it. I picked it up and it's empty. But here's the Superpowers Supermobile shield Superman from Kryptonite. See, they gave it an explanation. Because why does he need this? Because he can fly? Oh, because it shields him from Kryptonite. I actually do have this vehicle at home. This box is pretty sweet. Look at that. Love the back of the box to show you how you can you can fly off to the Hall of Justice with the villains securely locked up in the captivators. Though I don't think I would suggest doing it with the fragile figure like Brainiac there. Huh. I wonder if they're selling this or if this is just here. Because that's pretty sweet. So I did ask about that Superpowers Superman ship. It's $20. It's an empty box, but for $20, this is definitely something I'm considering. Every time I see this guy, I think he's really cool too, just because he's all shiny. The 100th edition Batman figure. They got a $10 price tag on him. It's pretty cool. So here's a couple of Secret Wars vehicles, though these are pretty rough because this is the Doom Cycle here, And then these are both Doom rollers, but they don't have like the big, they're supposed to be like a big ring that they're inside of, that's how it rolls around. Boy, oh boy, these things were really played with or stored somewhere unprotected, because these guys are pretty rough.
Dr. Doom, Doom Roller, Turbo Cycle, and Captain America each sold separately. Batteries not included.
Let's roll. Doom Roller, that Ferris wheel can't stop the turbo cycle. Change course, Doom Roller. Now, turbo cycle, you're doomed.
This is pretty awesome. This is a Buddy L car from 1982 with Dr. Octopus in it. Definitely giving those Secret Wars vibes. That's awesome. $10. Not bad. So I love the theme of things that we're looking at right now, like superheroes and villains driving vehicles when it's completely unnecessary. Like we looked at that box over there for that Superman and that ship. Here's Dr. Octopus and his funny little car right here. Down here we've got Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, on a motorcycle for some reason, instead of just flying around like he would. And then my all-time favorite superhero motorcycle, this Wolverine bike with his face on the front. And it's not even like his masked face, it's just his unmasked Logan face for some reason. It kills me. It is so ridiculous. It just cracks me up. I love it. And you see this Barbie camper up here?
I did.
Did you ever have anything like that?
We didn't have that one, but we did have a camper.
You had a camper for your Barbies?
We did have a camper.
That one's pretty sweet. I love the colors on it. That's great. There's a Sabretooth with a motorcycle. Although I guess this makes a little bit more sense. Sabretooth might want to ride a bike. Like Logan. So I picked up this dinosaur toy, and right, you see dinosaur toys all the time, but something about this one really stood out to me. Like I felt that it was familiar, so I just looked it up with like the wonderful, amazing Google image search that you can do right from your phone. So this is from HG Toys 1987 from a line called Dinosaur Warrior, and this is the Tyrannosaurus from the line. It's got this little button on his back so he can... This is pretty sweet. I love the design of this. I love this Terminator car. It's missing pieces, but look at that chromed out T-800 skull on the front. So cool. And I also noticed right over here this Voltron vehicle. It's also pretty played with and kind of faded there, but it's a cool toy. What is this guy? Dustbot. He's got a sweeper and a dustpan. That's cool. Here we go. Classic Hugh Jackman Wolverine toy from X2. This should be all the rage again, right?
Yep.
Everybody's all excited. I was excited. It was amazing. It's also really fun looking back at these old X-Men figures. I think like just looking at the toys themselves is a great indicator of how long Hugh Jackman's been playing this character. We've come a long way. So I just found these little pieces right here. It's cool. It's a little bag of robots for $5, but I knew that these little guys looked familiar, and I saw those little pigs on their backs. And I was like, what are these? I know these. I know these from something. These are game pieces for a board game called Omega Virus, which is a game I have at home that I've had actually hung on to since I was a kid. So that is pretty cool. So if anybody needs game pieces for Omega Virus, we're going to leave them right here for you at Destination Toys. $5 for that bag. It's pretty cool. Whoa. 2002 version of Slice. It's $5. He's got nothing there, and he's missing his little soft goods piece on the back of his head, but I love Slice. Do I really need to be getting into like 2000s versions of my Ninja Force dudes? I don't know, but that's pretty awesome. This is my Ask About pile. Gotta find out how much these are.
I can't get it perfect because I did notice there's got a broken piece on the end here, but and I've only got one Blue Ranger weapon and I don't have the Yellow Ranger weapons over here, but look, you can almost do the full combine all the Power Ranger weapons into the big thing. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's definitely how it sounded, right?
Yep, pews. Everything sounds like pew pew pew.
Everything's pew pew. Yeah,
everything's pew pew.
All right, it is time to wrap things up for today. We had a really great visit here to the store, and once again, I found some very cool things hidden amongst all of the cool stuff that's just crammed into this awesome little shop. So without further ado, my friends, it's time for my haul. So I couldn't resist picking up a few things off that dollar figure rack. So among the things I grabbed, I got this Trendmaster's Tarzan Bendy figure, because why not? I also had to grab this Secret Wars Dr. Doom figure. I just couldn't leave it behind. All of the printing is rubbed off on the chest, and I even noticed that the fingers on the right hand look like they've been chewed off, but I don't know, for $1, I couldn't leave it. This Dr. Doom figure is one of my favorites. I love it. I also picked up the Karate Fighters guy, which is pretty cool. Obviously, this would be a lot better if it had the full thing so I could fight with it, but I don't know, these are actually pretty cool looking chunky little figures here, and for $1, yeah, why not? Couldn't leave this guy behind. So the employee there at the store actually handed me these awesome Masters of the Universe coloring book sheets. He recently got one in the store and it was like uncolored in, so he scanned the pages, and like that's very cool, and it was very nice of him to give me these. The artwork in these old coloring books is very cool, so thanks, man. I appreciate this. I did go ahead and pick up that Slice figure, that early 2000s version of the character. Look, as much as I love Ninja Force Zartan, like I really do love Ninja Force Zartan, but I'm really starting to realize that Slice might be my favorite Ninja Force design. I really love Slice. And now I've got all these versions of this figure. So even though the colors aren't quite as cool on this early 2000s one, I'm still very happy to add them to the collection, and who knows, maybe at some point I will seek out a more complete version of this figure. I also went ahead and picked up that Dinosaur Warriors Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now, I really love the aesthetic of these vintage dinosaur toys. Things I would put in that category are the Definitely Dinosaurs figures from, I believe it's Play School, and then the Dino Riders figures, of course. I love that stuff. I think those designs, something about those early toy designs for dinosaurs really speaks to me. And I just really noticed that right away with this T-Rex. And I ended up getting him for $5. Really great deal. This is a very, very cool toy. I only wish it had like the little caveman it was supposed to come with, but still very happy to have this T-Rex. And lastly, I did get that empty Superpowers Superman box. Look, this is a really nice box. And on top of that, when I opened it up, I realized the paperwork was still in there. So the instructions for the shipper here, as well as one of the little catalogs that shows you all of the Superpowers figures. I mean, come on. This is an amazing grab. And like I mentioned, I do already have the ship itself in my collection. So now, boom, I can display the ship with this really great box. Very happy to pick this up. And look, with everything that I got here, I actually only spent about $30. So I got a lot of really fun stuff for a really great deal, and I couldn't be happier. Like seriously, Destination Toys is a really fun place to do some treasure digging. You can find some cool stuff here. So if you are ever in the Jacksonville, Illinois area, make sure you check them out. Oh, by the way, they also threw in one more freebie for us. For you. Squeeze it.
Press the press button. This one?
Yep. Is it the best thing ever?
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey guys, thank you so very much for joining me for another installment of Toy Hunting with Pixel Dan. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it and you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow, and you'll be notified in your subscription feed every single Saturday when I upload a new episode. I want to give a very special thanks to all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are amazing. I very much appreciate the extra support, and thank you all to everybody who takes time out of the day to watch my fun little journeys around the country, checking out all of these little independent toy shops. I really do love doing this. I love checking out all these small shops, and I think it's so important that all these toy shops are there and that people know about them. So hopefully with this series, I'm helping you guys find some cool places to do some toy hunting of your own. Take care, my friends. Happy hunting. And until next time.